Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Ayushi Paliwal from University of Delhi. So today we are going to discuss about the module Signals and Linear Time Invariant Systems from the paper Electronics. So students, let us see what we are going to learn in this module. First, we will discuss about the signals and the classification of signals. Secondly, deterministic and random signals, periodic and non-periodic signals, energy and power signals, causal and non-causal signals, even and odd signals will be discussed. Next, we will discuss about the basic operations on signals. Then we will discuss about some elementary signals used for the analysis of many systems. Some special type of systems will be discussed like linear time invariant systems LTI, bounded input bounded output BIBO stable system, invertible and non-invertible systems, finite impulse response FIR, infinite impulse response IIR systems will be discussed. So students, let us start with a basic introduction about the module. A communication link involves several stages of signal manipulation. The transmitter transforms the message signal into a signal that can be sent over a communication channel. The channel distorts the signal and adds noise to it, and the receiver processes the noisy received signal to extract the message. Thus, communication systems must be based on a sound understanding of signals and the systems that shapes them. So here we will discuss about the concepts and terminology from signals and systems, with a focus on how we plan to apply them in our discussion of communication systems. This module is typically focused on studying signals and systems. Let us discuss about the signals. Now, what is a signal? Signal is a single valued function of one or more independent variables which contains some information. It may be a function of time, temperature, position, pressure, distance, etc. If a signal depends on only one independent variable, it is called as one-dimensional signal. Let us now discuss about the classification of signals. Signals are classified as continuous time signals and discrete time signals. Continuous time signals are defined for every instant of time, that is, they are the analog signals, and here the independent variable is time and they are continuous in amplitude as well as in time. They are denoted by xt. Discrete time signals are defined only as the discrete instant of time. For discrete time signals, the amplitude between the two time instants is just not defined. Now here the independent variable is n. Since they are defined only at discrete instants of time, they are denoted by x as a function of nt or xn, where n is the integer. So consider a signal with x minus 2 equal to minus 3, x minus 1 equal to 2, x0 equal to 0, x1 equal to 3, x2 equal to 1, x3 equal to 2. So its functional representation will be xn equal to minus 3 for n equal to minus 2, 2 for n equal to minus 1, 0 for n equal to 0, 3 for n equal to 1, 1 for n equal to 2, and 2 for n equal to 3. So the tabular representation is like this, where we put the value of n and put the value of xn correspondingly, and the sequence representation is given by this, where the arrow represents the n equals 0 term, and when no arrow is indicated, then the first term corresponds to the n equal to 0 term. Now both continuous and discrete time signals may be further classified as number 1, deterministic and random signals, periodic and non-periodic signals, energy and power signals, casual and non-casual signals, even and odd signals. Let us discuss about the deterministic and random signals. Deterministic signal is a signal exhibiting no uncertainty of its magnitude and phase at any given instant of time. For example, xt equal to cos omega t or xn equal to cos omega n, exponential signals, square wave, triangular wave, etc. It has a regular pattern and completely represented by mathematical equation at any time. Amplitude and phase can be predicted in advance at any time. Now a random signal, which is characterized by uncertainty about its occurrence. Its amplitude and phase cannot be predicted at any instant of time. For example, a thermal noise generated in an electric circuit. It cannot be represented by any mathematical equation, and the pattern of the signal is quite irregular. Let us discuss about the periodic and non-periodic signals. Periodic signal has a definite pattern which repeats itself at regular intervals of time. So a continuous time signal xt is periodic if xt plus t equal to xt, for t varying from minus infinity to infinity, where t is the time period and the frequency is f equal to 1 by t. And the angular frequency is omega equal to 2 pi f equal to 2 pi by t. So a discrete time signal xn is said to be periodic if it satisfies the condition xn equal to xn plus n, where n is the fundamental period. So the angular frequency is omega equal to 2 pi by n. Non-periodic or aperiodic signal does not repeat at regular intervals of time or having a time period equal to infinity. Let us discuss about the energy and power signals. Signals may be classified as energy and power signals, but some signals can neither be energy nor be the power signals. Now, the instantaneous power developed in resistance R is given by P t equal to V t I t equal to V square by R equal to I square R. Now, if R equal to 1, then power dissipated will be P equal to V square or I square. If V or I is denoted by xt, then the instantaneous power will be x square. So the total energy or the normalized energy of a continuous time signal is xt is E is equal to limit t tends to infinity integral minus t to t modulus of xt square dt joules, and the average power or the normalized power of xt is P equal to limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t integral minus t to t modulus xt square dt watt. So if and only if the total energy is finite, that is E varying from 0 to infinity, the signal is termed as the energy signal. The average power for such a signal is 0, and non-periodic signals are always the energy signals. If and only if the average power is finite, that is P varying from 0 to infinity, the signal is termed as power signal. Average energy for such a signal is infinite, and periodic signals are the power signals. Now same we can represent it for discrete time signals, where the integral is replaced by the summation over from n equal to minus infinity to infinity. So both the energy and power signals are mutually exclusive. That is, no signal can be both energy and power signal. Causal and non-causal and anti-causal signals. A continuous time signal xt is said to be causal if xt equal to 0 for t less than 0. Otherwise, it is non-causal. Xt is anti-causal if xt equal to 0 for t greater than 0. Non-causal signals exist for both negative and positive times, whereas causal signals exist for the positive time and anti-causal exist for the negative time. Similarly, a discrete time signal xn is causal if xn equal to 0 for n less than 0, anti-causal if xn equal to 0 for n greater than 0, non-causal if xn exists for both positive and negative n. So ut is a causal signal and u minus t is an anti-causal signal. Let us discuss about the even and odd signals. A continuous time signal xt is said to be even or a symmetric signal if it satisfies the condition xt equal to x minus t for all t. Similarly, for a discrete time signal, it is said to be even or symmetric if it satisfies the condition xn equal to x minus n for all n. So, the odd or the antisymmetric signals can be said to be as for continuous xt equal to minus of x minus t, and for discrete if xn equal to minus of x minus n. Now students, any signal xt can be written as the summation of even and the odd components, that is xt equal to x e plus xo. And how to evaluate the even and the odd parts? That is, if we take xt equal to xe plus xo, by taking the negative, we will get x minus t equal to xe minus t plus xo minus t equal to minus xet minus xot. So we can write xe equal to half of xt plus x minus t and xo equal to half of xt minus x minus t. So students, let us now discuss some basic operations on signals. First is time shifting. Yt equal to xt plus t. For discrete time signals, it becomes yn equal to xn plus k or minus k. If t is positive, then shift to the right. If t is negative, then shift to the left. Second one is time reversal, which is also called as time folding of the signal. Xt can be obtained by folding the signal about t equal to 0. It is denoted by x minus t. Next is amplitude scaling. The amplitude scaling of a continuous time signal xt is yt is equal to axt. Next is time scaling. Time scaling may be time expansion or compression. It can be expressed as yt equal to x multiplied x as a function of alpha t. The next operation which we are going to discuss is the signal addition. The sum of the two signals x1 and x2, or in discrete representation x1n and x2n, can be obtained by adding their values at every instant of time or adding their corresponding values. Next is signal multiplication. The multiplication of the signal values at every instant of time. Some elementary signals used for the analysis of many systems. Let us first discuss about the unit step function. It is equivalent to applying a signal whose amplitude suddenly changes and remains constant forever after the application. That is, ut equal to 1 for t greater than equal to 0. It is 0 for t less than 0. Similarly, un equal to 1 for n greater than equal to 0. and it is 0 for n less than 0. So if we want a signal to start at t equal to 0, that is 0 value for t less than 0, we only need to multiply the given signal with ut. It is useful as a test signal because response of the system to it gives how fast the system responds to a sudden change in the input signal. So shifted unit step function is ut minus a equal to 1 for t greater than equal to a, and it is 0 for t less than a. Let us now discuss the second function, that is the unit ramp function, which is represented by rt, which is equal to t for t greater than equal to 0. It is 0 for t less than 0, and it is equal to t ut. It starts at t equal to 0 and increases linearly with time with slope equal to 1, and it is a signal whose amplitude varies linearly. It is integration of unit step function, that is rt equal to integral ut dt equal to integral t dt equal to t for t greater than equal to 0, or ut equal to dr by dt. Similarly, we can write the discrete unit ramp signal as Rn equal to n for n greater than equal to 0, and it is 0 for n less than 0. It is equal to nun. And shifted sequence is Rn minus k, which is equal to n minus k for n greater than k. It is 0 for n less than k, and it is equal to n minus k multiplied by un minus k. Let us now discuss about the unit parabolic function. Pt equal to t square by 2 for t greater than equal to 0. It is 0 for t less than 0. It is equal to t square by 2 ut. So shifted unit parabolic function will be pt minus a equal to t minus a the square by 2 for t greater than equal to 0, and it is 0 for t less than 0. And it is equal to t minus a square by 2 ut minus a. So your power will be the double integral of ut dt equal to the integral of rt dt equal to the integral of t dt equal to t square by 2 for t greater than equal to 0. Now, or rt is dp by dt and ut is d square p by dt square. So discrete time unit parabolic sequence is Pn equal to n square by 2 for n greater than equal to 0. It is 0 for n less than 0, and it is equal to n square by 2 un. Another function is unit impulse function or the Dirac delta function. Integral minus infinity to infinity delta t dt equal to 1 and delta t equal to 0 for t less than 0, delta t equal to 1 for t equal to 0, and it is 0 for t not equal to 0. It has 0 amplitude everywhere except at t equal to 0. Delayed unit impulse function is delta t minus a equal to 1 for t equal to a, and it is 0 for t not equal to a. So ut equal to integral minus infinity to infinity delta t dt. So delta t equal to du by dt. So even function of time, that is delta t equal to delta of minus t, and integral minus infinity to infinity xt delta t dt equal to x0. Integral minus infinity to infinity xt delta t minus t naught dt equal to xt naught. So your discrete time unit impulse function can be written by replacing t by n. Let us now discuss about the systems. Systems act on an input signal and transforms it into an output signal. So signal consists of a set of elements or functional blocks which are connected together and give the output in response to an input signal. So the response or the output depends upon the transfer function of the system as shown in this figure. So system can be broadly classified as continuous time system, the system which transforms the continuous time input signal xt into the continuous time output signal yt. That is yt equal to t of xt. And examples are amplifiers, filters, integrators, differentiators. Next one is the discrete time system, the system which transforms the discrete time input signals xn into discrete time output signals yn. And yn is t of xn, for example microprocessors, semiconductor memories, shift registers, etc. Both continuous time system and discrete time system, lumped parameter and distributed parameter system. Lumped parameter system in which each component is lumped at one point in the space. This is described by ordinary differential equation. Next is distributed parameter system in which signals are the functions of space as well as time. This system is described by partial differential equations. Next one is the static and the dynamic system. Static means memoryless system. So if the response yt is due to the present system alone, that is yt or yn at any time t or n, depends only on the input xt or xn applied at that instant t or n, but not on the past or on the future of the input. So dynamic means the memory system if the response yt depends on the past or the future inputs. The next one are the causal and the non-causal system. Causal system if output at any time t depends only on the present and the past values of the input, but not on the future values of the input. Non-causal is anticipative system if the output at any time depends on the future inputs. They do not exist in real time and are not physically realizable. The next one is the linear and non-linear system. So linear system which obeys the principle of superposition and principle of homogeneity. Non-linear system which does not obey the principle of superposition and homogeneity. Time variant and time varying system. Time invariant means shift invariant is the property of the system which makes the behavior of the system independent of time. That is, does not depend on the time at which the input is applied. Here the input-output characteristics do not changes with time. Time shift in the input results in a corresponding time shift in the output. Time variant where characteristics changes with time. Let us now discuss the other important classifications of systems. First one is a linear time invariant system, LTI system. The system which is satisfying both the linearity and time invariance properties are known as linear time invariant LTI systems. Second is bounded input, bounded output, BIBO stable system. If and only if every bounded input produces a bounded output, the output of a stable system does diverge or does not grow unreasonably large. So if we consider the xt to be bounded or infinite, that is xt is less than equal to mx is less than infinity for all t where mx is a positive real number, then system is BIBO stable only if modulus of Vt is less than equal to mx less than infinity. That is, Yt is also bounded. Otherwise, the system is unstable even if bounded xt gives unbounded Yt. The third one is invertible and non-invertible systems. Invertible system is a system having unique relationship between xt or xn and yt or yn. That is, if yt or yn is known, then xt or xn can be found out unambiguously and uniquely. If the system has no unique relationship between xt or xn and yt or yn, then it is non-invertible. So, invertible system is said to be invertible only if an inverse system exists, which when cascaded with the original system produces an output equal to the input of first system. The next one are the finite impulse response FIR, infinite impulse response IIR systems. FIR system where the impulse response sequence is of finite duration. IIR system if impulse response sequence is of infinite duration. So students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. First, we discussed about the signals and the classification of signals. Next, the various types of signals were discussed like deterministic and random signals, periodic and non-periodic signals, energy and power signals, causal and non-causal signals, even and odd signals. Thirdly, the basic operations on signals were discussed. Some elementary signals used for the analysis of many systems were discussed. Next, we discussed about the system and various special systems were discussed like LTI systems, BIBO stable system, invertible and non-invertible systems, FIR and IIR systems. Thank you.